So, good morning, students. So, this is lecture number 7. Just I will take a pen. Okay, so this is lecture number 7. So, in which we will see the electronics the devices, that is the not electronic devices but the devices used in the micro, whatever the micro signal micro applications are there. So, we will see the devices which will operate on the micro frequency. Okay. Normally, we know that we are using PN junction diode, then transistors, and then we can use a Zener diode. Then we are using different kind of ICs. But what will happen if I'm using that same devices with the higher frequency, like microwave frequency, 1 gigahertz, 10 gigahertz? Okay, so like that one, so what kind of devices are there which I can use for micro frequencies, that we will see in this lecture. Okay, so before starting with the actual lecture, I will if you are not subscribed my channel, so please subscribe the channel, so you will get the latest notification of every video which I have uploaded on my channel. Okay, whenever I will live, then you will get a notification that this session will be premiere, so you can watch the session as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm maintaining my video size is very small because you will get not bored in that one. And you can watch the video series by going to the playlist. Okay, you can browse my playlist by searching my name over here. You will get my channel, so you can go to the playlist and watch the every video of my subject like micro engineering. Then you can go with the DFT, sorry, not DFT, DTSP, and you can go with the EDC also. Okay, so we'll start with, before again starting with the, I want to ask you one question. This question is very famous. So, which is not a pentavalent impurity? So, option 1 is antimony, option 2 arsenic, option 3 phosphorus, option 4 is gallium. Okay, so what you have to do, again I will watch for how much, 5 to 10 seconds. I'm watching your comments. 5 to 10 seconds. So you have to give me the answer in the chat box. I'm waiting for your answers. This is just a revision question because you know that you have studied these things in your second year in the EDC subject. I will not answer your comment. Answer your this question. Afterwards, I will answer this question. Okay, very good. So, so first of all, we will see the energy levels. What are the energy levels? We are talking about this thing. What we are talking about? What we are talking about? This thing. This thing we are talking about, that is nothing but the semiconductors. What exactly semiconductors are all, we will see in detail. So normally if insulators are there, so we know that there are two gaps are there. Two gaps are nothing but what, we know that suppose this is my atom of any atom, you can this silicon there, germanium is there. So yeah, as far as silicon is there, we know that the 14 number of electrons are there in the um, silicon atom, one silicon atom, 14 atoms are there, 14 electrons are there. So they are divided into one orbit. This is the nucleus, I will say. Nucleus will contain how much, what are content, protons and neutron. So this is second, and this is all about, forget, pardon me for not a proper shape. Okay, I'm drawing with the help of mouse, that's why this is happening. So suppose silicon is there, silicon, yes I. So how much electrons are there? 14 number of electrons are there. 14. So how they are divided into this? So they are divided with the help of which formula? That is 2n square, where n is nothing but the number of orbit. Suppose first orbit there. So I will put value of n is equal to 1. So 2 into 1 square is how much? 2. So in this one I will put, out of 14 I will place two electron, one electron over here, second electron I will place over here. Okay, anywhere. Then remaining how much? 12 electrons. So I will put n is equal to 2. So 2 square, how much? 4. 4 into 2, 8. So I will place 8 electron over here. So 8 plus 2, 10. So remaining how much electrons are there? So this is first, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. Okay, 4 electrons are there. So whatever the electrons in the last orbit, we are saying that the electrons are nothing but what? Valence electron. Okay, valence electron. And the electron which are present in the valence electron, that will not, whatever the electrons are attached to this, mm, attached in the orbit, they are not at all what you can say used for the conduction purpose. Means I want to uh, carry the current, they are not at all used. They are not at all used. So what I have to do, I have to put them in which band? Conduction band. We have what I have to put, I have to put them in the conduction band. So how I am putting this one? By by exposing to them to the light. I can either I can expose them to the light. Means I will put some photons, bombarding of photon in that one. So that will, what will happen, they will gain the energy and they will release. Okay, whatever the last orbit atoms are there, okay, they will release. So the second option is that I will give some electric potential to this. Means I will give some voltage to this one. Okay, so that's why what will happen, they will get the energy and they will get release. Okay, this will happen. Okay, so so in this one, so what will happen, every electron will not release. Okay, every electron means this two electron, this 8 electron will not release. So last orbit whatever it is, they will release because they are a valence electron, and this orbit is not, sorry, electron, the orbit is not fulfilled. So what will happen, if the gap in between this much, how much energy it should, we have to give them, then and then they will release. That energy is called as band gap energy. Okay, this energy. So what I will do, suppose these are the electrons in the valence band. So if I am giving the energy which is how much, 8 5 electron. So the gap is very what you can say large. That's why what will happen, the electrons in the valence bond cannot jump from this band to conduction band. And we know that electrons either live in the valence band, okay, or either in the conduction band. They will not live in between the space. Okay, in between this space they will not live. Either they will live over here or live over here. So energy is very high. So electron volt is the representation of energy. Okay, keep in mind, energy I'm talking about. So energy is very high. So what will happen, they will not live in the in between that forbidden gap. Okay, so next thing, if I'm talking about the semiconductor, if I'm talking about semiconductor, so the the gap is small one in case of germanium, in case of silicon, and in case of gallium arsenide. The band gap is small one. That's why what will happen, the electron will have whatever the electron in the last orbit, either silicon, either germanium, or either gs atom, whatever this atom. So what will happen, whatever the silicon in the last orbit, whatever the silicon in the, so not silicon, electron in the last orbit, what will happen, they will gain the energy and they will go for the conduction band. And these electrons will take part in the conduction. Conduction means what, carrying a current. So whatever the electron in the conduction band, they are taking place part in the conduction itself. So what will happen now, what is this space, this space, whatever this hollow space is there. So what will happen, suppose four electrons are released from this valence band. Okay, whatever the four electrons are there. But keep in mind, ideally it is telling the ideal means theoretically it is assumption, we can say that. Just a minute, I will erase the things. Okay, just I will take the pen. So what will happen, the whatever the fourth valence band is there, fourth orbit is there. So suppose this is four electrons are there. So from this they are forming an covalent bonding. they are forming an covalent bonding. So this electron will share with the neighboring electron, this will share with the neighboring electron, this will share with the neighboring, this will also share with the neighboring electron. So only a single electron will release and go with the conduction band. It is the assumption. Now we don't know that it is one electron related, two electron related, four electron, but it is assumption that just a single electron from the covalent bond will go for the conduction band, remaining will be intact. So whatever the electron goes to the conduction band. Suppose these four electrons are gone to the conduction. These four black dots are gone to the conduction band. Then, if due to the absence of that, some space is vacant. Okay, some space is vacant. Due to this electron, this 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 space is vacant. So suppose I want to fulfill this space. Whatever what I have to do, I will to fulfill this space means I will to place the electron over here. So this space must contain which charge? Positively charged, because we know the electrons are the negatively charged particle. So if I am to place once again this electron in this one, so this is nothing but this space should be how much? Positively charged. But how much charge should be there? That is nothing but the whatever the charge of electrons, but it should be in the positive one. It should be in the positive 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Okay, minus 19 charge should be there. So that charge I have to place over here, that vacant space, and that vacant space is called as what? Holes. Vacant space is called as holes. Okay, now you know that what is holes and electron. So in third case, in the metal what will happen? The conduction band and the valence band are the overlaps. Okay, they are overlap. So that's why the whatever the electrons in the valence band that are in the conduction band, so every electron will conduct, and at also 0 Kelvin you can conduct the current itself. Okay, current itself. Yeah, so we'll move to next. Okay, so electron will volt is nothing but the unit of energy. Okay, keep in mind energy its energy represent, W is the energy. Okay, and Q is the charge on electron. So we know that 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 is the electron volt, sorry, electron charge, one coulomb charge on electron. So one electron, one ev, how will we represent the one ev? That is nothing but the, if we are placing one electron on 1 volt, one electron on 1 volt, so we are getting the, what you can say, 1 electron volt is the charge on energy of that electron volt. Okay, so E is nothing but 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Okay, it's coulomb. So the band gap, if we have seen in this one, so band gap in the silicon germanium is how much? 0.67 electron volt, and in case of silicon it's 1.1 electron volt, and in case of, what you can say, gs, that is nothing but the gallium arsenide, is nothing but 1.43 electron volt. Okay, so as this band gap is small, then it will require less energy to transfer this electron from this band to conduction band, that is valence band to conduction band. Okay, and if the band gap is more one, so it will require more energy. So as compared to gallium, silicon and gs, so we required less energy, that is nothing 0.67 volt to carry my electron from what you can say, valence band to the conduction band. Okay, so now you have to tell me what is the significance of this band. Now read the question carefully. Listen the question carefully. What I am trying to say. I will erase the things first. Erase all links. Okay. So what is my question? So this is the band gaps. Where this is small, this is medium, and this is large band. Okay. So what is the significance of this band with the carrier concentration? Okay. What I'm trying to say. What is the significance of this band gap with the carrier concentration? If the band gap is small, then carrier concentration is more or less one. So you have to tell me in the ascending order. Okay, ascending order, that which is having higher carrier concentration. Carrier concentration is nothing but what? Number of carriers are more one, that is nothing but the more concentration. Likewise, suppose In the gallium, so we are having suppose 1000 carrier concentration. In the silicon we are having suppose 500, and in the GS we can say that 100 electrons. Just a minute, okay, 100 electrons. So you have to tell me the ascending order. You have to tell me the ascending order depending on the carrier concentration, which is having more carrier concentration, which is having moderate carrier concentration, which is having less carrier concentration, depending on my band gaps. Okay, so I'm waiting for your comments. You can search it and you can mention in the comment box. Okay, comment box, I'm saying comment box. Chat box will disappear after some time. It will disappear with some time. You have to mention your answers. Search, go to the Google, and you have to tell me which is having more carrier concentration depending on the band gap, I'm saying. Okay, depending on the band gap. So comment box is open to you. Search it in the remaining time and put it in the comment box with the detailed explanation. Okay, so we'll stop over here. From this next lecture we will start with the actual devices and all. So PN junction and all that we'll see, and we'll stop over here. So thank you very much for attending this lecture. Thank you very much.